What is up, you guys? You're listening to the Real Radar Radio Show right here on iTunes, YouTube, and Spreaker. Hope you guys are liking the new intro that is added to the show. It's brand new, it's different, it's totally weird, it involves a lot of new things that just didn't, really make sense, first adding this soundbite, and I sampled it on episode 49, if those that remember, or 50, I don't remember which one I sampled it on, but it was, a lot of people liked it. A lot of people, said that they were intrigued, and it gave a lot of, feeling to the show as a whole. Welcome, you guys. Thank you for joining me on this new episode of the Real Radar Radio Show. I gotta tell you guys, it's been a week. It's been an amazing, kind of an offsetting week, because there has been a lot of mixed feelings, if you will, mixed emotions. A lot of things that just came to light just within the past day or two, if you will. A couple days ago, of course, we received the new trailer for the Halloween movie. And with the footage in the trailer that appeared, we got new details about what's going on, a lot of video breakdowns about what this figure could really mean, going after Laurie Strode after 40 years, what it could have possibly come to at the end of this film's conclusion. Are we going to finally see the death of Michael Myers? Are we going to see continuation going and moving forward between him fulfilling his true plot to kill Laurie Strode, and possibly move on to continue to keep killing, to move on to kill his granddaughter? Or does it end here? Do we get a new addition to the Halloween franchise as a whole, or are we just going to drop this as it is? There's plenty of opportunities and things that are going on with this film. A lot of things are kept under wraps, as they should be. And the thing about the Halloween trailer, and I know I kept talking about it because people are probably wondering why I keep talking about it. Real quick tidbit, and I'm moving on. The difference between this trailer and the next trailer I'm about to talk about is the subtle difference between these two movies and today's horror genre and everything that I have to discuss in this episode, because it's just pissing me off, and it's ruining the movie going experience for a lot of people, not just me. There's plenty of other people out there who have seen these trailers that I'm about to announce, that I'm about to talk about on today's show, that feel the same way as I do, that feel that these trailers give away too much in the trailers, that there's no need to watch the movie anymore because you watched everything happen in the fucking trailer. Now, the Halloween trailer was sweet, precise, to the point. We get it. He's around. He's still alive. He's being kept in a maximum prison. He escapes. He finds his way to find Laurie Strode. She deals with this. What direction we go, who he kills in the way to get to her, it all remains a mystery. What's the big final twist at the end? We just don't know. Now, the Halloween trailer, the business, all that's gone. I pushed it away. Reason being is because I have a more important fish to fry, and by means of you conjuring Annabelle nun fanatics out there. And I'm going to get to that because, a lot of people like The Conjuring. A lot of people like Annabelle. A couple days ago, Twisted Pictures decided to throw out the trailer for The Nun. And if you guys don't remember, The Nun is a scary ass nun, white face and black robe and all that good shit, whatever. I'm not into that. I'm not into this. So if you follow me on the story, I will explain. When the trailer released, I initially saw the trailer just like every other trailer I see. I give it a fair chance, and then I judge. I gave movies like The Conjuring and movies like Annabelle, and then they had Annabelle Creation, a fair chance at, explaining to me what their stupid movie's about. Now, none of this shit that involves The Conjuring or Annabelle doesn't really, strike me as anything, that I want to see. That's not anything that I truly find, interesting, to say the least, that I truly want to watch, because I don't. These movies are fucking boring. They suck. They lack creativity. They lack emotion. They lack smart horror, goings and comings. And I think that whoever likes these movies have contributed to this watered down genre that we have of the horror genre. But it's the same people that love this type of shit that help these studios keep making this awful shit. And I'm gonna say that because a lot of people are jumping on my ass about my emotions towards The Nun, the trailer. So after the trailer had finished and I watched it, I felt that much stupider for watching something that I truly hate based off something that I already hate previously. So when I watched this, and I get it. Why go and spread negativity where it's not needed? Why hate on people for loving what they like and all this? And that's the beauty of Facebook, Not everybody's going to agree on what you like, on what you think is great. There's many moviegoers and movie fans, horror fanatics out there who do partake in agreeing that this film, like the previous films like Annabelle and Annabelle Creation and The Conjuring 2 and Ouija and Unfriended and all this other shitty horror films, they agree that they like these films. And you know what? Everybody's entitled to their own emotions. Everybody's entitled to their own opinions. On this show, I will be talking about my opinions and my actions and my reactions to this. And to bluntly say that, it pisses me off that much where I'm willing to talk about it and nearly dedicate a whole episode to talking about these movies and how I think they're just, not up to par with, the actual horror community to what it truly is. It means that I'm willingly saying that I will talk about it. I will literally come out and talk about it and, discuss this. So after I watched the trailer, like I mentioned, I wrote on the comment section that this has got to be the dumbest character to ever receive their own movie. This is an example of the horror genre taking a massive shit on the movie industry, taking a shit on the audience for being a shit film, for being a shit, concept, and people like this type of thing. And be as it may, everyone's entitled to what they like. Everybody's entitled to what they feel, what they think is cool, what they think is awesome, and they think is scary. And you know what? It's the same shit every year. You go to a haunted house, clowns is the main theme for every fucking haunted house. We get it. People are scared of clowns. But why continue this growing trend? I get it. It came out last year. Total huge success. Big film. Everybody loved it. I loved it. was a remake of a classic, and it was remade very well. It was very well received. I give high hopes to films like Hereditary and It for being original, for being scary, downright scary, terrifying. But you got films like Annabelle and Annabelle Creation and The Conjuring 1 and The Conjuring 2 and the Insidious franchise and Unfriended and Ouija and all these other shit. And now the Nun movie is another prime example of the quote-unquote horror genre being alive and well, because a lot of people find that entertaining. I mean, what is the premise behind this nun? What is it? She was possessed? Obviously she was possessed. I mean, if you're gonna have a scary ass nun in a movie who's showing you her sharp ass teeth and her upside down cross movements and all this other mysterious secret shit, it just doesn't make any sense. Obviously she was a nun. She was a good nun. Like every nun ever, they're good. They're pure. They're 100%, faithful and serving. They're doing their will and spreading their message. We get that. But what makes this nun become possessed? What attaches itself, to the nun that makes the nun evil? Did she walk into the house in The Conjuring, or did she receive the Annabelle doll and hugged it and it rubbed its spirit off of it? There's so many stupid things that can go off of this, but only a number of stupid things can be true based on this damn franchise, based on this whole shared universe that this horror thing shares. And it just doesn't make any sense to me. I saw the trailer for The Nun a second time. And after watching it a second time, I realized something. I realized that Hollywood is truly running out of ideas. Hollywood is truly running out of ideas because they're so committed and so dedicated to this sheep movement of people who truly love to watch shit movies like this. You put in a few jump scares and you put up a few paranormal entities and spirits and demons happening to a character, and it just so happens to be scary all of a sudden. She's possessed. The people in The Conjuring were possessed. The stupid ass doll in Annabelle was possessed. You played the Ouija board in the Ouija movie. No shit. Possessed. You're gonna run into some scary ass shit. They told you ever since you were a little kid, don't fucking play with the Ouija board. Don't fucking play with the Ouija board. Hey, did you want a Ouija board for Christmas? Well, guess what? You didn't get a Ouija board. Don't play with the fucking Ouija board. And what happens? Your crazy dumbass ended up deciding to play with a Ouija board, and now you can't undo what you did, and you're stuck, playing Charlie with Annabelle and doing the dab and all this other weird shit that you all do that this generation's just so hooked on. I don't get it. I don't get it. If there's anybody that's listening to this podcast, anybody who's listening to this show in particular, this particular show, this episode, please message me, DM me, comment, leave me a post, something, somewhere, and explain to me, or at least somehow try to convince me to watch these films. Because based off these trailers, based off what I'm seeing on these trailers, I will not forfeit any money. I will not spend any time watching these movies. And I will not give it any chance whatsoever until I'm truly convinced and truly prepared or truly notified or told that, these films are actually somewhat decent and a lot of people will say they really are, if you give them a fucking chance. I really need to be behind this for me to actually, go forward to this. And it's not just Annabelle, and it's not just, The Conjuring, and it's not just The Nun. It's Insidious, it's Ouija, it's Unfriended. It's all these stupid ass films that are being promoted and being thrown out there as deemed scary. Call me old fashioned because I love a good slasher flick. I love a good horror flick. I love a good thriller. I like a good mystery. I like a good edge of your seat type of thing. I like Secret Window. I like 1 Hour Photo. That shit was terrifyingly good. Hereditary was an original idea, was an original concept, was scary as shit. When you watch Hereditary, you're reminded of Rosemary's Baby. In so many ways, the theme, the central focal point of the story, the plot, everything that's in that movie has so many similarities to Rosemary's Baby, but just 10 times as better because of today's technology, today's storytelling, today's, approach to movie making. It made that much more of a difference when you watch these films and you realize that these are smart, well-developed, well-crafted, and very carefully planned horror films, and you'll enjoy it. You'll enjoy yourself. Hereditary is by all means an amazing film, and I encourage a lot of people to go watch it. And this other film the other trailer that I saw today was The Unfriended Part 2, The Dark Web. The Dark Web. How and what central fuck point is the movie Unfriended, where you were making fun of this girl and her spirit, her ghost, came and killed your ass? How does that make any sense or tie in with the title if you obtained this computer, or this guy somehow claims in the trailer stole the computer or somehow found it or was given to him? I don't know what the fuck he said. It's in his possession, and all of a sudden he has all these files, incriminating files on his computer that are mysterious and freaky, and they take place in the dark web, because apparently there's always that one character in the movie who's a knowledge expert on what's happening. Horror cliche 101. Welcome to class, everybody. You also have the friends, the female friends, who are the smart ones, who are willingly saying, we should do something about this. We should call the police. You should give the computer back. You should get rid of it. You should burn it. You should throw it away. You should destroy it. But what does the main character do? Fuck all that. Fuck logic. Fuck all that. Because what's the difference is it gonna make? They're still gonna kill your ass. The guy receives a message in the trailer: if you call the police or you shut down this computer, you'll die. That's the whole premise of this. And people like that? People are supposed to believe that, oh shit, if he doesn't turn off the computer, he'll live. But his friends are dying all around him for some odd fucking reason. And in this trailer, you see all his friends die. All of them. All his friends die in the trailer. And you're going to sit there and you're going to take the chance at watching this movie, and you're going to realize that, oh shit, I should have just watched the trailer. I should have just stuck with watching the trailer, because now I'm twice as dumb for watching this dumbass movie, because the trailer gave every focal point away. And I was so close to jumping into that comment section and talking about this, but because it boils me, it boils my blood, and it gets under my skin, because it just doesn't make any damn sense that people will actually watch this. And then I went through the comment section. I did. I found that people were very vocal about this. They defended this movie, and then they were just like, oh, this movie made $64.1 million in the box office off the $10 million budget, and it made so much more money, and it was so successful, and people love it, and that's why people, it was bound to get a sequel. It was bound to get a sequel, a stupid ass movie about, a girl that you possessed in the first movie, that she was possessed, or she was, the slut or whatever, and she died, and her ghosts came back and killed every one of your motherfucking asses. And I get that. But, people don't. I mean, they love this shit. But it just doesn't make any damn sense to keep making these movies because people truly believe that this is going to be the focal point or the safe point of horror films today. People say that, oh, this movie made so much money and it was bound to get a sequel, and people complaining about those people who complained about giving away too much in the trailer. And those people are right. You shouldn't give away so much in the trailer. The Halloween trailer gave very little information, but you knew the information well enough to know that he's back. Michael Myers is back, and he's here in 2018 to fuck some shit up. You knew that. That was the whole point. You knew that Michael was back, and that's it. There was no indication of who he is. There was no unmasking of the guy. There's no knowing or how he escaped. Obviously, there was a car crash or a bus crash, yes, but there was no indication of how a bus crash happened. Did he kill the driver? Did he shoot somebody? Did he ended up, stabbing somebody? There's so many things that play onto this. And yes, call me old-fashioned because that makes so much more logical sense. At least from the very beginning, you know that the Halloween franchise was built upon terror, was built upon a shadow, a figure, but it remained mysterious, and it remained creepy, and it remained terrifying. But now, Unfriended, the dark web, is supposed to be scary. It's supposed to be scary because if you turn off the computer or call the police, you die. And how are these people dying? How are these people getting killed? Obviously, there was a guy standing behind that girl in her living room. The other guy got pushed off or jumped off the building. There was some other shit that happened. The lights went out on the other girl and she was on the computer. But at what one point did not make sense to me is that how in the fuck does her lights go out but her computer stays on? How does that happen? In the trailer, if you see it in mist really quickly, you'll see that the lights in her house go out, but her computer remains on. Explain that to me. Explain how that happened. If the guy's there to kill her already, why not kill the power and just do it with? The trailer gave way too much information that didn't need to be seen in the trailer. About more than half of the content in the trailer did not need to be seen by the general public at this time. And the marketing that you do for films like this are websites and Facebook promotions and Instagram contests and Twitter polls and shit like that. And people are expected to believe that, oh yeah, this is smart marketing. This is great. This is making the studio look amazing. Nah, fuck that. Doesn't make any damn sense to me. I'm old-fashioned. I like my horror films to be mysterious. I like my horror films to have a good twist, a good ending, a good plot to follow. The characters that you can truly feel emotion for, that you can feel that it's actually happening. That made sense. Movies like Silence of the Lambs was a smart film. Hereditary is a smart film. It, the remake, was a smart film. All these other movies that happened in the previous years that came out and were just so good at keeping things under wraps, like Secret Window, 1 Hour Photo. Those movies made so much sense. I saw the Suspiria teaser trailer for the Suspiria remake. That film, that movie, looks so good. looks very well rounded, very well crafted, very well remade, and targeted to today's audience. I get it. Suspiria was made back in the day, and was brought to light by Argento, and Argento did an incredible job at showing this film, in a way that it was depicted by the audience as terrifying, and it was horrifying. And I feel the same exact tone when I watched this teaser for Suspiria. And if you haven't had a chance to go see it, or any of these trailers that I've mentioned in this podcast, please do so, and please get back at me on how you truly feel about this. I know not everybody is a big fan of films like Annabelle and Conjuring and Insidious and The Nun and all those other movies that are in today's horror world, and that just don't make any sense. I know that there's people out there that just don't like that movie. I know there is. I browsed through that comment section, and people felt the exact same way that I did. It just made zero sense and zero anything to me. And you can quote me if I'm wrong. You can tell me that I'm wrong, or you can decide to not listen to this podcast anymore, and I'll understand. I'll truly understand. But what I don't understand is that the consistency and the level of comfortability that the screenwriters and everybody is feeling towards these films, and how their approach is being made, and how people truly think that movies like this are of the utmost importance and are of the utmost best thing out there. It's saddening me. It's truly sad. And the hate comments that I got, oh my god, the hate comments I got from Speaking My Mind about The Nun. Oh my god, these people defended this movie like it was their own movie, and that was a horrible thing, because people truly believe that this movie was something that should be defended. And in those comments were so much more than just people defending the film, and people saying that, oh, you must not like horror films, or oh, you must like the rape kill movies where where women get raped and murdered. Such a feminist thing to say, and I get that. I get it. I get it. You defend your movie all you want. You're entitled to your own opinion. You love what you love. You like what you like, and you have your interest in your cup of tea. I get it. I truly understand. And it just makes little sense to me that people would attack somebody for speaking their mind. But then again, it doesn't surprise me so much, because we live in a technological world where things like this are blatantly thrown out there. It's blatantly thrown out there, and it's known by many other people. Know that you watch movies like this, and you see that there's an audience for it. People flood the theaters the day of the releases, and it's like the same thing I could say about the Marvel and the DC films. People flock and watch Marvel films all the time, and people watch the DC films all the time, and we're always clamoring to the theaters to watch these films. But over the years, these films have garnered so much more of an audience than these films could ever have in their whole entire run, whether it's on video or DVD or on demand or on Netflix, wherever the case may be. These films have a continuity in their whole cinematic universe, in their whole existence. They continue to keep this level of continuity because it means that much more. It puts all the pieces together. That's why these films are in a cinematic universe, because that's how it's all bridged together. And then you watch movies like The Conjuring, And The Conjuring 2, where it's supposed to be a prequel to Conjuring 1, or I don't know how the fuck that happens. And then you have Annabelle, and then you have Annabelle Creation, how it's supposed to take place in front of Annabelle. And then you have The Nun. How the hell is that going to fit into anything? What was it, The Gallows with Charlie? Everybody did that stupid little pencil trick with Charlie because of the cross promotion that they did with, their viral marketing team and how they tried to see if it was a true thing. And people did that stupid pencil thing for months on end. And it was the dumbest shit ever. I mean, one of the dumbest shit ever. I mean, everything that I say and mention now is just completely dumb. At least on my end. I mean, at least on my opinion. But, I mean, honestly, people attacked me for speaking my mind and talking about The Nun and how I think that, a character like this shouldn't deserve her own movie, because it just doesn't make any sense, just like the other films. And that this is just another film contributing to the whole genre dying and being on its last leg and going to shit, and people not being truly scared anymore because people rely on jump scares and cheap thrills to do the job of scaring them, to make it seem like the horror film was actually a legit, project. In an old society, it is. But in my own personal opinion, in my own mind, this film ain't shit. This plot it means nothing to me. This doll, this nun, this haunted house, this entity, Ed and Lorraine Warren, whoever the fuck's involved in this shit, it doesn't make sense to me, and it doesn't matter to me because I don't care. I truly don't fucking care. And I don't see myself watching these films or being somehow convinced by anybody else or anyone out there who truly believe that they can, say that these films are actually good with a straight face. I ripped into this whole discussion, and I spent the entire episode ripping into this whole discussion and talking about these movies because it needed to be addressed. It needed to be talked about. It needed to be discussed. It needed to be open and brought up, because people continuously decide to think that they know what's best for me. They know that I should be watching these films because I should give it a chance, and I shouldn't have to, bash other people's opinions. And how dare I hate on people who hate things like other humans love. Wow, if you don't like what I have to say, whether it be online on Facebook about a movie, whether it be on this show, by all means, don't listen. By all means, don't read my comments. Keep your opinion to yourself, and we'll, avoid further, discussions about this, because in the end, I'm entitled to my opinion just as much as you are, and vice versa. And when it comes down to these specific things that I discuss on this podcast, whether it is these films, whether it is other films that I've talked about previously, whether it's other things that I think that just don't make any sense, whether it's Marvel or DC related, whether it's anything trailer related, horror related, music related, it just doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't. But people out there are gonna sit there and hide behind their computer and hide behind the fact that they think that they know me, because based off, my comments. And I'm talking specifically about a couple people in the comment section who try to argue the point that, I must like snuff films. I must like these other certain types of horror films where rape and seducing and killing women are promoted. No, I've never been about that. I've never been about that type of film. I've never been about that type of movie, especially in the horror genre. And you sit there and you'll ask me why, to give you an honest, true response to why I think that, I shouldn't, why I don't, promote or, give credits to those movies, is because That's the type of shit that happens in real life every day. What we see on the silver screen, on DVD, on TV, wherever we are, on our mobile devices, our tablets, our phones, our computers, our laptops, on a projector, at the movies, wherever. We're telling a story. We're listening to a story being told by people who get paid to do their job, to write a horror movie, to write a certain story, to bring that story to life, to bring a certain character and a certain plot to life, and to shed light on it, and to share that with other people, so we can appreciate this, appreciate the pastime of people of writing. People don't do that now. Appreciate the pastime of writing and cinema, and bring it to life in today's technological advanced world where anything's possible. You can do anything and everything's just a click away. But now it's more like along the lines that you can't talk about something without hurting somebody's feelings, and that's what's wrong with people today. People just go follow the leader and just go based on what other people feel about certain thing. A lot of people had the audacity and the means to say, you must not like horror films. You must like, snuff films and rape films and all other shit. And you don't know what good horror is. And how dare you bash people for their opinions? How dare I bash people for other opinions? You're coming to my comment section and flooding my comment section with this negativity after you told me not to spread negativity. Don't go spreading negativity somewhere. We should be more like you, or we should just, talk badly about movies that we don't like, and that we want them banned, and we don't want them to be made. I didn't say I want them banned. I didn't say I didn't want them to be made. Like I said, everyone's got an audience. Every movie and everywhere, everyone's got an audience somewhere. You like the Saw films? By all means, like the Saw films. You're a good old school horror classic. You like Dracula and the Wolfman, and you like the Invisible Man. By all means, enjoy your shit. Love it. Embrace it. If you love Annabelle and Ouija and Unfriended and all those other movies that I mentioned, if you like that kind of thing, by all means, keep loving what you do. Keep loving what you love. Watch it till your eyes bleed. I don't care. I'm going to stick and report to the whole fact that these films ain't shit. And no one is ever going to stop me from expressing my true feelings and my true emotions toward these movies, because that's just how it is. And that's just how it will always be right here on the Real Radar Radio Show. I give credit where credit's due. People out there truly feel the exact same way as I do. People understand how I feel. There's other people out there who believe that these movies are stupid, that these movies shouldn't be deserved to be bought at the box office. A good majority number of people are gonna bootleg the fucking thing anyway. There's no point of going to go watch it in the theaters. Like I said, we live in a technological advanced world where you can just download the fucking thing, or watch it on the Fire Stick, or watch it on the Kodi program, or watch it online somewhere for free. You want free websites? I'll give you the free websites. I'll contribute to this fucking film not getting any money. Because what difference does it make? And whether you watch it online, whether you download it, whether you bootleg it, whatever the case is, I'll if I could help stop these films from being made, I would. I would, straight up, straight up answer, honest to God, I'd help promote this film from these films from ever getting made again. But I'm not that vindictive. I'm not that evil. You're entitled to your own opinion. I'm entitled to my own opinion. You like what you like. I like what I like. We'll stick to that. We'll keep, bashing each other's comments and hating on each other. And we'll decide, at least hopefully down the road that, your taste in horror, my taste in horror don't match. But maybe we can meet on the Marvel level and agree that, Infinity Wars was truly a badass film. Maybe. there's still hope for people out there. There's still hope for a lot of audience members out there. The horror genre is truly on its last leg of credibility and originality. And in all seriousness, all jokes aside, me speaking solely, honestly to you right now, I just want to say that, my opinions and my viewpoints on all topics discussed on this show, on this podcast, we're not meant to offend or hurt anybody along the way. You can decide to never listen to me ever again or not. That's totally understandable. Or continue listening to me rant about these things. Maybe you get a chuckle out of it. I don't know. But for what it's worth, my viewpoints and my thoughts were meant to be shared, solely with one another, but not to anger those who truly feel like they have been angered by my comments, and I truly apologize. So, with that being said, enjoy your movies. Keep enjoying and doing what you like to do. Obviously, it's gonna make that much of a difference if you guys do decide to continue to love these movies, whether you're an old school horror fan, you're a fan of the slashers, you're a fan of other films out there, that's great. I'm happy that there's other things out there that, people can truly appreciate and truly love. Come time for, other movies to be a part of today's film society. And I get that. I get, people share points and viewpoints on how people think and truly feel about today's films. I'm not the only one. I'm not. And I it's truly rewarding and fresh to know that, other people feel strongly as I do. And this certain subject, these certain films, these certain viewpoints got me so fired up that I just had to talk about them today. I had to discuss them. I had to get them off my chest, because if I don't, I will just lose it, and I will lose it and snap at the wrong people, and that's truly uncalled for. And nobody wants to, walk into that ass whipping with me, because I will not give it up, and I will keep talking about it like it's old news, and I will not give it up. But for what it's worth, I respect and truly appreciate each and every one of you for listening to this show, for backing me up, for listening, for being vocal, for being, understanding and vocal about the films that you love, and listening to this podcast and sharing the music and the movies that we all truly believe are great. We all have different tastes, different similarities, different viewpoints, different opinions, different standings in our lives. Much appreciated, much noted, and I respect that. This has been the Real Radar Radio Show. Rant over. I'm done talking, yelling, screaming about this. And I can't wait to see you guys in the next episode. You guys have a wonderful week, a wonderful weekend. Enjoy it, embrace it, watch some movies. Get back at me about this whole spiel I talked about today. Maybe we can find common ground. Help convince me, help me see the light in this. Help me get past, what it is that I am seeing all this. Maybe it's just me. Be sure to visit my Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and my Snapchat. Add me on all those platforms. The links will be provided on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter. If you guys follow me already, share it and subscribe with your friends. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. You guys take care. Have fun. Bye. Bye.